Hey everybody, welcome to Forex Trading Analysis. This is Tuesday, May 15th, and today we're going to be looking at a few pairs, but before we get started, quick risk disclaimer. Foreign exchange trading carries a high level of risk. Before you decide to trade foreign exchange, we encourage you to consider your investment objectives, your risk tolerance, and trading experience. It is possible to lose some or all of your initial investment, so don't invest money you can't afford to lose. Seek advice from an independent financial or tax advisor, and all information provided is for educational purposes only and should not be construed as trading advice or counsel. So, pretty big day today from some of the major pairs. The euro dollar had a pretty significant fall from the highs to the lows. We're talking about around 150 pip move. So, pretty huge day from the euro. And if we take a look at news today, we did see the economic statement came out pretty low, 10.8, and that was a lot lower than the forecast, so that did help the decline a lot from the euro. And in a down market, we do tend to see things like this, where, sorry about that, if it is something where we are in a down market and news comes out to be bad, then usually we do have a much greater fall to the downside than we would if it was a down market and the news was good, rise to the upside. So it's proportionate that way. So the euro does look to be in a down market, and I've been saying that for a few videos now, and I do think that it will continue to remain that way for at least until we see 1.24, possibly 1.12. So those are my two targets for a little bit of a longer term trading basis. And but this isn't the pair I really want to take a look at today, because usually I like to take a look a little bit more at the downside for pairs. So my bias for the dollar is up. If you've been watching my other videos, you'll hear me say that. But a few of the charts for a couple of the dollar pairs, I'm going to bring up the Swiss franc really quick. Okay. It's not working for some reason. Swiss franc. Make a new, bear with me 1 second. Alright, so the Swiss franc has been in a pretty consistent uptrend for the past few weeks, and we have been able to see a push from the lows down from 0.905 to we're currently trading at 0.943. So we have seen a pretty significant push to the upside, and currently for me, one of the biggest indicators that we should be pushing back to the downside is RSI is currently close to this bar. If it closed right now, it'd be at 73, so 73.6. So that's pretty overbought in terms of the RSI, and a lot of times RSI you see bigger falls to the downside. So if you want to look at a previous example back here, RSI is printing at 0.745 or 74.5, sorry, and we continue to the downside for the next few days. So for the next few days for the Swiss franc, I will be looking to the downside. We could possibly push up to the highs here at around 0.537, but if we do, then I'll definitely be looking to enter into some kind of short position somewhere in here. So like I said, we are looking to be overbought in the US dollar, and while I do think that the US dollar will continue to push to the upside, I think that it'll be pretty choppy and we should see pushes back down. This is a daily chart, so these are going to be pretty big moves. If we do start to see back to the close of this bar at 0.92653, then that will be a position I'll be possibly looking to close my position if it does start to go my way. So that is a pretty nice trade. It's going to be around 1,500 pips, and in the next few days I will be looking for the Swiss franc to fall back down. So the US dollar Swiss franc to fall, sorry. So along with the US dollar Swiss franc, the other pairs that I see to be pretty overbought right now are certainly the Norwegian krona, which is currently trading at around 6, which is going to be a psychological barrier for this level, as well as a nice point to kind of trade around. So we have fallen a little bit further down from the highs, which shows a little bit downside pressure, and definitely selling will possibly be looking to ensue from this pair. So Currently, like I said, we're printing at around 6. We could possibly see the upside here around 6.06. Close of this bar is 6.06558. And if we do start to see up to those highs, then I will be looking to enter into some kind of short position and possibly continue this position to the downside. So targets for that will possibly the close of this bar at 5.928, and again, it's going to be a nice move around. Well, these aren't correct pip amounts, so but that is going to be a nice move, probably around 100 pips. So nice move from this pair. Also, another pair I definitely want to take a look at is the Swedish krona, which has pushed extremely far to the upside today. This move from the lows is around, my guess is going to be around a 200 pip move, and there's going to be definitely a lot of profit potential because the higher the pairs continue to rise, the harder they fall. So like I said, again, you see different examples of this where huge bars up are preceded by a bunch of smaller days down. So I wouldn't get too caught up in the fact that the US dollar is rising. If you do have short positions for the dollar, I implore you to please get out of those. I do think that the dollar is going to strengthen over the next few years, and it is going to be that's going to be my bias, and I'm going to continue to look that way. So this is a confirmation of that we have been able to close above the previous highs here. So I do still think that the dollar is going to be in a pretty strong uptrend, but for now on the hourly charts and the daily charts, we are extremely overbought, and there's not going to be too much more pressure left to the upside, and there's going to be a lot more potential to the downside. So those are the things I'll be looking at from the Swedish krona. And thank you very much for watching. Please follow us during the week. We have some good news coming out tomorrow for the US dollar, and should definitely be able to push markets one way or the other. So thank you very much for watching, and good luck trading.